Hello, welcome. This practice today, we're going to move a little bit and come into that sense of interoception or internal awareness, just to kind of tune into what's happening in the body and the breath, and really find the sense of coming home to ourselves through using kind of continual movement, we'll say. So throughout, taking modifications that serve you so that you can always come back to that awareness of your breath and kind of feeling like you're moving from the center outward. So when I talk about the central line, I'm really talking about from the arches of the feet all the way up the legs, right through the center of the spine and out to the crown of the head. So imagine you're always coming from the inside out, or you're observing from the inside out as well, which is just a really nice way to move, and then use the practice to start to cultivate more kind of self-awareness, you could say. So finding a nice comfortable seat, maybe cross-legged like I am, lock on your heels. Let's let yourself be comfortable here as we get started. Roll those shoulders back. And then we'll start off with our 4 tapping points, just to allow the more subtle energy systems of the body to start to find a little more coherence. So coming up onto the bony landmark underneath the eyes here, or the end of the stomach meridian. Again, you can always tap and just find the lightness that feels right, or you can hold there, hold and breathe. And just settling into the rhythm of breath as you do this. You might like a few rounds exhaling out the mouth. And just letting go of any of the tension that might be in the body or over the top mental activity. Wonderful. Coming down to the second point, so underneath the collarbones, and just out to the sides, that kind of fleshy part underneath the collarbones. You can bring the fingers together and tap from here, which represents the end of the kidney meridian, so known as K27. As you're doing it, keep the awareness of your breath. Beautiful. Third point on the thymus gland or the central meridian. So dropping down through the center, that's where you can go. Move from here. As if I'm going to the top of where the sports bar restricts me. Beautiful. Last point out on the end of the spleen meridian. So maybe at the underneath the brow here, or kind of out in line with the nipples, now to the side, and we tap. As I've mentioned in previous videos, you can bend the arms like this, or you might like to cross the hands over the body, like you're giving yourself a little hug. And if you can't quite reach, you can always just do one side. Either way, see how that goes. Beautiful. Let the hands come down. Maybe close down your eyes and soften the gaze. Pause for a moment. And just noticing how your body is feeling. And then let the attention rest on your breath. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up. Take your right hand, take hold of your left wrist, press out through your left palm, and then look for that leg out of your left side. It's just like you're gently pulling through that hand, feel the leg into the armpit or the side body. And then release at your right fingertips, come down, add a little more to the side stretch. And maybe you open the chest up more, or you might prefer to turn down and lengthen through that hand. But become aware of where maybe you hold tension. And for me, I hold a lot of tension in the side body, so this always feels really good. But you can kind of explore the nuance of movement to see where that is for you. And then we'll reach back up, changing sides. This time, left hand takes hold of the right wrist, press through the palm, lengthen over to the side. And find that reaching up. I think about trying to create space. So here, from where you can feel the top of the hip bone here, like you're lengthening to the side and right up into the ribs. Drawing over, then your left hand comes down, and maybe you take it a little further. And then reach out, let's bring the arms all the way up. And now keep the arms up and overhead. Soften your shoulders a little bit. Open your hands out nice and wide, and then close them. And kind of squeeze your hands together. Open, close, open, close. And then keep going as we start to really warm up for the arms. And add the added level of intensity when the arms are up over the head. And then opening and closing your hands. And try and keep your palms facing towards each other. And I think some length and activation through your arms. But notice if you're creating a lot of tension in the shoulders. A little bit hard not to. That's softening away as much as you can. I'll keep talking. You guys keep going. We'll take another 5 to the point where you feel like you can't go on, where it's really fatiguing, but we're warming them up. 2 and 1. Let those hands come down and shake out your arms. Beautiful. Little circles up for those wrists. So rolling in one direction and the other direction. And then take one hand to the opposite wrist. Just like you're giving it a little squeeze. Just kind of squeeze down like this myofascial release here. See how it's feeling. You might even squeeze the wrist with one hand. Make a fist with the hand and then add those little circles. So bringing our intelligence, our awareness into the hands and the wrist this morning. Other side. So squeeze down that forearm, which may feel a little bit more alive now we've done that movement, opening and closing the hands. And then you can hold over the wrist, make a fist with the other hand, and then find those little circles. That articulation, notice how it feels. Become curious. Release, shake it out. Moment with your shoulders this time, bring your right hand up onto your head and just taking it over and gently finding where your left ear is. And then you don't want too much pressure, so I'm just guiding the head over. At the same time, I'm thinking of drawing my left shoulder down. Make it the hand on the knee or just bring the hand out to the floor. And rather than forcing or trying to kind of stretch the day, you're looking for that length. Just notice, take a nice full breath. Back to center. Other side, so left hand comes over. And I'm just gently dropping my left ear towards the shoulder and then lengthening. And then up and back and roll. Okay, you're sitting on props and moving them out of the way. Let's come over to a seat once again, but this time either on your heels or into your toe squat, if it is in your practice, and then the weight come back into that place of really opening out to the feet. And you might just take a few breaths here and then come to your heels. Let's see how long you can handle that. Open the arms up, and cactus arms, lift and lengthen across the chest, feel your shoulder blades draw together. Reaching up through the crown of the head, and then right arm underneath the left. And you might stay right here, you might cross the arms over, or you might bring the hands in and find those eagle arms. So draw shoulders out of the ears, arms away. And 2 full cycles of breath here. Keep it active, keep lifting and lengthening through the crown of the head. At the same time, weight sinking down to your feet to open out. And then open, lift the chest, shoulder blades drawing back towards each other. Left arm underneath the right, palms come together. Option, if you want to take that high, with your hands apart. Generally, it will be where your body kind of stops you, but it's not quite there. Nothing wrong with it, it's finding your variation. It's exploring how your body can move. There's no right or wrong or end goal. It's just being really present and focused on what is there now. Open out, release. Little shake of those arms again. Hands come behind you, interlace the fingers. If you're still on the toes, you can stay there just for these last few breaths. Drawing back, lengthen. And then hands come forward, and let's shake our feet. And you might like to sit back on the heels if you're in your toe squat especially. Bring your hands back behind you and see if you can lean up onto the feet. And now find that stretch and lengthen across the front of the feet. Either way, it's quite a nice direction to work into. And we'll take downward facing dog, so shifting forward. If you'd like a moment just to come through a few rounds of cat-cow before you get there, go for it. Otherwise, let's make our way up, downward facing dog, adjusting your shape, pedaling up through those feet. Just enjoying the movement through the body and the legs. Really waking up. Maybe you rise onto the toes and let your heels drop to one side. And then over to the other side. Let's take 3 full breaths here. One more breath in your down dog. And as much of a bend in the knees as you'd like, or anything else that feels good. And then rising onto the toes, walk yourself towards your hands, so towards the top of the mat. You bring a bend in your knees, let yourself fold for that moment, and then think about how you can ground down through the feet evenly, pressing through the 3 points of contact, so the ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe, center of the heel. Feel like you're pushing down, and then draw belly in like you're lifting up. So there's a force in both directions. Reach, and hands can draw through heart center. With your breath, let's reach those arms up, and let forward fold. Find a halfway lift, hands to the shins. Bend the knees, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Take a moment in your down dog, settle the heels. Then gazing forward, you're going to step the feet back to the top of the mat. And maybe in one step if you can, or as many as you need here. Forward fold. Ground down through your feet, rise up. Find that activation in your legs. So you're pulling the feet apart, drawing belly, and then really reach up. So at the same time you're lengthening up, you're also pushing down through your feet. Try and keep that activation. Hands through heart center. So we're going to take a few more rounds like this, just moving through the forward fold and down dog. Your option will be to add a jump as well, okay? If you don't want to jump today, you're just going to be stepping forward, yeah? So I'll show both. So reaching up, forward fold. Half lift. Bend the knee, plant your hands. We'll start by stepping to down dog. And take a nice full breath. And then here you might add a little bend of your knees. So you're just kind of sinking your hips and bending your knees here. And play with that movement, that bounce reflex. Now as you gaze forward, again like we did before, you can step forward or see if you can take a little hop. And just wherever you land, it's totally fine, explore it. Again, if hopping isn't working in your body, don't do it. Forward fold, press down through the feet, but reach up through your hands. Lengthen, hands through heart center. Stand with me, stay with the breath, again modify as you need. Forward fold. Half lift. Bend the knees, plant the hands. Options, step back or little hop, bend your knees as you land. Downward facing dog. And then you might play with this bend and straighten. Right? So you keep this pounce, this energy in your legs. Gazing forward, maybe step or little hop. Yeah, you might hop, get halfway, then just walk yourself forward. Forward fold. Ground down through your feet, rise it up. Maybe you keep pressing down through your feet, but rise up onto your toes. Hands through heart center. 2 more like this. Stay with your breath. Reach up. Forward fold. Half lift. Plant the hands. Step or hop, land with soft knees. Little bend. Find that kind of bounce in your legs here in your down dog. Keep active through the legs. Gazing forward. Step or hop to the top. Forward fold. Keep engaging through your lower belly and your legs as you lift up. Maybe up onto the toes. Hands through heart center. 1 more, reach up. And forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step or hop. Soft knees. A little bounce in your knees here. And once again, gaze forward, step or hop. Now staying in your forward fold, bring as much bend to the knees as you'd like. If it's feeling a little bit not so stable, let's say, allow your elbows to be on your knees. You're just going to hold here and work with this little bend in your knees. Okay, so it's like I'm pulsing with the knees here to bring more length into the back body. If that doesn't feel good, just hold static. If there's more, interlace your hands behind your head. Keep as much of the bend in your knees as you need. You might even bring your feet a little wider, and then find this gentle pulse, like a bounce. So we're working more with the fascial system here, the connective tissue. And can you look for a little bit of bounce? Be really mindful. You want to feel nice and strong, and a strong sense of foundation and stability as you do this, and feeling very grounded down through your feet. For another 5, 2, and 1. Hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, fold. Press down through your feet, rising up to stand. Maybe up onto your toes. Lengthen through your fingertips. Oopsie. Hands through heart center. Take a moment, roll your shoulders back and your palms forward. Soft gaze or close down the eyes. Now let your attention and awareness be in your feet. And just find like a little more dramatized rocking forward and back. Notice where your body has to catch, and can you feel it coming up from your feet, through your legs, your hips, your belly, your shoulders, even your face, how the body catches you from not falling too far forward or too far back. And kind of let yourself go there with the heels and even the toes come off the floor. But see if you can soften the gaze or close down the eyes and just notice what happens in your body. Can you bring more of it online? And then just creating small movement, finding your center and really foundation. Ground down through your feet. Settle, feel very strong and grounded in your position here. In your Tadasana, or this mountain pose. As if you're pressing down through your feet, that you're lifting up through the crown of your head. Taking a nice full inhale. And sigh out the mouth. Beautiful, opening the eyes. Inhale, let's reach the arms. And forward fold. Halfway lift, hands to your shins. Bend the knees to find your hands. Your option, step or maybe that little hop back. Downward facing dog. Then rise up into the toes, ripple forward for high plank. Now, option in your high plank is just to bring your knees down, right, and support here, and give yourself what you need today. And then lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Again, ripple forward. Draw the sense of belly button to spine, let your shoulders come over your wrists. Bend the knees, take it up and back. 3 more, ripple forward, ground down through your hands. And back. Rise up, pull forward. A little bend, up and back. And again, rise up. Maybe you pause in your high plank. And then back. Let your knees come down. Sink your hips for a moment, take child's pose. Take a really active child's pose. So you might rise onto the fingertips. Keep it active as you sink your hips towards your heels. With very intentional breath. So you're not kind of becoming passive here, but keeping your awareness to breath and what you're doing. One more breath. And downward facing dog. Rising up onto the toes, shift forward. I want you to bring your right knee down, take your right foot out to the side, sweep your left foot to the side, and then open up for this variation of supported side plank. Option to float your left leg. Take a nice full breath as you reach out through your foot and your fingertips. And then come down, roll those right toes back, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Ripple forward towards high plank. Left knee lowers. Take that left foot up to the side, sweep your right foot around, maybe big toe to the floor as you open, or float that foot. And expand. Opening out, lengthening up, so reach through the fingers and the toes. And again, so go forward, mindful transition, moving from the center, coming up and back, downward facing dog. Similar again, ripple forward, high plank, right knee down, right foot out, open out, your variation. You can keep your toe down if you're working with balance. Option, take your elbow to your knee, little crunch. And then reach out, you might reach your top arm over here. Two more like this, elbow to knee. Extend and open, really lengthen, look for the expansion. One more, elbow to knee. Reach long. Smooth transition back, downward facing dog. A moment in your down dog. Ripple forward. Left knee to the floor. Foot comes out, open it out, your variation. You might just hold the side plank or elbow to knee. Reaching long. Elbow to knee. Reaching out. One more. Feeling it in, extend. And then mindful transition, downward facing dog. Beautiful. This time gazing towards your feet. Walk your hands to the back of your mat with a bend in your knees. And now, your variation of forward fold. Again, it might be elbows to knees. You might take hold with your index and middle fingers of the big toes here. Or lifting one foot at a time, slide your fingers. Your fingers are heading towards your heel. Toes right into the wrist. And let the head be heavy. And just wriggling out your toes, releasing the wrists. They've already done quite a lot of work. Let your head be heavy. Get as much bend as you need. Taking 2 full breaths here. Then releasing your hands, ground down through your feet, come all the way up. Option, rise onto the toes once again. Take a moment, reaching long, and let the hands come down. Shift your weight into your right foot, and then we'll come into a variation of tree pose. So press down through your right, maybe your left heel comes in, toes up. Maybe you come a little higher, choose your variation, next to yourself at the back of your mat. Hands can come into heart center, maybe you reach them long. Keep your gaze fixed, lengthening, drawing towards the center. Press foot into leg, leg into foot, and lengthen. One more breath. And then bring your hands down, maybe to heart center or to your hips. Press down through your right foot, and then can you draw your left knee in? So you're then holding that left knee up and towards the chest. And maybe you extend it out in front. 3, 2, 1. Draw the knee in. Okay, now you might keep your foot off the floor for a little challenge. We'll place it back down. Otherwise, stand at the back of your mat. See if you can extend your left leg back. Good wall like me. You can hit it straight. And then coming down, plant your hands, and you walk out to 3-legged downward facing dog. So your left leg will be up behind you. And then open out, scorpion dog. If you feel really you'd like to go there, we'll come into wild thing. Otherwise, stay with a little movement where you can regress that by coming down onto your knee like you did before for our side plank. Making your way back.
Reaching that left leg high, step your left foot in between the hands. That heel comes down, and let's make our way into warrior one. Choosing the variation with the arms that feels good, you might like to reach them up, but think of pressing down through that back foot, and you want to have your feet in a place so your chest and your torso is facing forward. Cactus the arms, left arm underneath your right eagle arms here, sink down. Beautiful, reach those arms up. Hands to the floor. Sweep your left leg up and back. Okay? Now you can either bring it down, we're going to walk to the back of the mat, or try and keep your left leg up, walk your hands back. Maybe you bring that leg a little higher and you walk yourself into a variation of standing splits. Okay, it might not look like mine, it might be more down here. It's harder to walk. But wherever it is, find that shape, keep pressing down through your right foot. And then on your exhale, let's place that left foot next to the right, forward fold. Ground down through the feet, rise it on up. Maybe you lift onto the toes. And hands through heart center. Take a moment, bring those arms down beside you, ground down through the feet, intentional pause. You can keep a soft bend in the knees and maybe close the eyes. And then notice any of the different sensations between the right and left side of your body. Beautiful, opening the eyes. Okay, grounding down through your left foot this time and setting up for your tree. So it might be that your foot comes down low, totally fine, work within your balance. You might bring it up a little higher or anywhere along the way really. Hands can come to heart center, or you might want to reach them up and we find our tree pose. Pressing, foot into leg, leg into foot, lengthening through the sides of the body, reach up. Beautiful. Hands coming down through heart center. Draw that knee in towards the chest once again, lifting the leg, holding there, so you're pressing down through your left foot, and then maybe you reach that right leg out. Maybe you reach the arms up again. For 3, 2, and 1. As we bend, let's send that leg back. Okay, so we're gonna, your option to bring the foot down and walk forward, or extend the leg back, bending your left knee, got a wall like there, it's a little challenging, and walk yourself back to 3-legged down dog. And if you just walk from down dog, that's totally fine. Then just lift your right leg high, and we'll open into scorpion dog. Your option, so either holding here, or if you want to come over into wild thing, pressing down through that left hand, and making your way very mindfully over. Okay, you can always bring that bottom knee down like we did for our supported side plank, to take that, the variation of the wild thing from here. And then coming back over. And reach your right leg. Gazing forward as we step that right foot in between the hands, any helping hand it might need, rise onto the fingertips, back heel comes down, adjust to sit up for warrior one. Lengthening as you sink into this front knee, reaching through the arms. Cactus the arms, lifting your chest. Right elbow or right arm underneath the left. Maybe palms together, just your variation of the eagle that we worked with earlier. Shoulders out of the ears, arms away, nice full breath. And then release, arms reach. Hands down. And then step back. So you can step into downward facing dog from here. Or reach that right leg high. Just your variation of high. We're working with your flexibility in your body today. And then we start to walk the hands back. So bending your left knee as much as you'd like to. Take a moment for your variation of standing splits and pause. And then slowly bending this right knee.
Placing it, or the foot beside the left, and take your forward fold. Ground down through the feet, let's rise it up. Reach with the arms, maybe you rise up onto the toes once again. And then coming all the way down. A moment of very intentional pause. So palms beside you, shoulders back, closing down those eyes if you'd like to, or soft gaze. Notice what there is to notice, even the soles of the feet. How do you feel connected to your mat right now through your feet? The differences between the left and right side of the body. One full breath. And then inhale, arms reach. And forward fold once again. Halfway lift. Bending your knees and now walk yourself back out to downward facing dog. Rise onto the toes, ripple forward for high plank. Option, bring your knees down or lowering through your chaturanga, your high push-up, and let's come all the way down to the belly. Take a moment to lift one leg at a time, extending the legs long, pressing down to the tops of the feet. Bring your fingertips out wide, and we'll take this wide variation of baby cobra. So you want to feel the activation through your chest here and your back as you lift. So even on the fingertips, you could actually hover your hands off the ground, just giving that a little bit more support. Notice if your belly is overly pressing into the floor, and just find that sense of drawing in and lifting up. Lengthening through the crown of the head. And then see if you can keep your chest lifted, reach the arms back. And maybe you float your feet as well and find this locust. And exhale, release. You can bring a little pillow for your head, let your body come down. Take a nice full breath here. And then we'll lift up again, lifting the head, reaching the arms back. Maybe float your legs as well, your option. And if you'd like to, interlace the fingers behind you, lift and lengthen across the chest. One more breath. And exhale, release. Release the hand, bring your wrist underneath your elbows. Option to take it back through child's or down dog. Otherwise, press into the hands and the tops of the feet. And you might like to bring it into upward facing dog. And then we'll come into downward facing dog. And just 3 full breaths in down dog. Inhale for your right leg to rise. Step the right foot between the hands. Rise up to your fingertips, stay up on the back toes. Squeeze into your inner thighs and find crescent lunge. Beautiful. So let's take this left hand and start to bring it back behind you. So it might just come to the lower back here as you reach out through your right hand. Add a little twist. It might come down a little more. So left hand is back, right arm reaches. Now the movement's going to go. We're going to switch the hands. And then imagine your left hand is coming underneath your right leg as your right arm reaches over. And then up and back, switch it over. So it's kind of a full circle with your arms. So you're coming over, left hand will reach, right hand reaches forward. Keep squeezing in with your inner thighs to find this movement. 2 more circles like this. Stability through your legs as much as you can. It's like a full window with the arms. If it feels a little messy, just let it be your mess, right? Find out you can find a rhythm of this movement.
One more. Beautiful, and square forward, lift up, crescent lunge. Rise onto the toes, bring the back heel down, and now open yourself out for warrior two. Roll the shoulders back, press that front knee away, grounding down through your feet. Little reach, turn your front palm, reverse your warrior back. Beautiful, and then as you gaze down, wimble the hands, rise back up onto your back toes, left hand comes down. Now just like we did earlier as we came into supported side plank, you're welcome to bring the left knee down and transition for your supported side plank, or we're going to step back and find side plank on that left hand. So your variation of side plank here is you reach up, lift those hips, lengthen. 3 full breaths. And then exhale, plant your hands down. Option, high plank or straight to down dog, or taking it through a round of your flow. So you might shift forward, bring these down. You might come halfway for your chaturanga, lifting into your up dog, and moving back with down dog. And then 3 full breaths, either in down dog, you might prefer a moment in child's pose, or even sitting back on the heels. But whatever you choose to take a moment to regain the awareness of your breath. Slowing everything down so you look for that place of internal coherence. Beautiful, and then we'll take this to the other side. So from downward facing dog, left leg rises. Step your left foot in between the hands. Rise onto the fingertips, stand on your back toes, squeeze the legs in, and come up for crescent. So this time, left arm stays as it is, right arm comes back. To the lower back, you might just reach back. It doesn't really have to go anywhere, you're just lengthening through your arms, keep it active. Then we take a full wimble over, so I spin my arms, and now my right arm is going to come underneath my left leg as my left arm comes over. So the movement might not be as big for you. Yeah, but squeezing through those inner thighs as you move. Shifting forward. And then up and back. Don't keep that fluidity with your arms. Dancing arms. 2 more rounds. One more. Beautiful. Square your chest forward, reach up, crescent. Rising up, back heel comes down and open out for your version of warrior two. So adjust as you need to sink into warrior two, lengthening to the crown of the head as you sink into that front knee. Two more breaths here. Reach forward and reverse the warrior back. Gazing down, windmill your hands. Again, coming up into the back toes. Now your option for that supported side plank like we started with, or plant the right hand down, take yourself back, and finding your side plank. As you're ready, plant the hands, your option, maybe straight to down dog, or moving through your flow. Beautiful. And then we'll sink back. Again, you can stay in down dog or child's pose, sitting back on the heels. And just allow that to settle for a moment. And so really take your time to notice the movement within the body, how it's feeling, the quality of your breath, even down to the quality of your thoughts right now. Starting to tune into that really interconnected nature. We'll taking one more breath where you are. Okay, we'll make our way into a seated position. So if you want to use a blanket to prop up the hips a little bit, grab hold of a blanket. And then finding your way to the seat, bringing the legs out in front, just give the legs a little bit of a shake. So we'll keep the right leg out in front, and then taking your left ankle up onto the knee. So a little bit like we do with easy cross legs, we're going to do this in our forward fold today. So flexing this left foot. Now, the left knee is obviously quite far off the floor. If you want to prop that up, it doesn't feel very good there. Just putting even like a couch cushion underneath can be quite supportive. Otherwise, the more you flex the feet, you feel a sense of squeezing into the inner thighs. It helps to build that stability and strength through the knee and the leg, but it's kind of just a balance of what's happening in your body right now. So lift and lengthen out of the low back, and then that might be here, and you might have quite a lot of sensation because of how we're working with the hip. Or if there's a little more space through the back, the hips and the hamstrings, you may start to come forward. And just bring your hands down and kind of use your hands as the sense of feedback. So you're pressing your sit bones into the floor, flexing both feet, keeping it active, but at the same time looking to expand and create space wherever that's showing up for you. Be here for about 5 full breaths. One more breath where you are. And then gently coming back up. Okay, so this left leg or the leg that's on top, you're going to take hold of the foot and take hold of the knee and lift it up and give it a little rock. You might stay like this. If there's more space, you can bring the knee into the elbow crease of that left arm and then the blade of the foot into the elbow crease. Interlace your fingers and you rock from here. Just imagine you kind of try and draw that knee back. And I say to create a little space. I really find it kind of quite soothing if it's there. Just be mindful. Another 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now we'll bring it into our regular forward fold. So here we're going to take the foot and bring it into the center, or the foot right to the inside line of the thigh, making sure the right leg stays extended out somewhat in front of you. Again, if this left knee feels like it's vulnerable or kind of hanging, it's nice to prop it up so it's got that same level of feedback. And then flexing the feet so we're active and lifting and lengthening out through the lower back. Start to bring yourself forward, if forward's an option, like always. We're down here, you're lifting up. I'm just trying to keep it active so you're also strengthening and signaling to your body, kind of your spine, that it's safe to move into that flexibility to fold forward because your back is strong enough to support you. And it's really amazing. It's just trying to protect your system, which I think is good. That's why you don't want to force, you want to be working with your body from this place of love and kindness. So you and your body working together, not fighting against each other. So if there is more space as you come down, try not to lead with the chin. Bring your chin towards the chest and let your belly come down towards the thigh.
Take 3 more breaths in. After your third exhalation, coming up from there, and bring both legs out in front, hands can come back. Reversing of the chest, just shake out the legs, or you might like those little windscreen wipers if that feels more suitable. And then we'll take this on the other side. So left leg out long, and bend the right knee, and we take that right ankle over. Okay, so flexing both feet, again support under the knee as you need to. Fingertips beside you, lift and lengthen. Reaching up, and then maybe they step forward. Again, don't force it. Let's go where it feels good. That's probably the wrong word. Go to the place where there is some form of sensation, but you can still keep a rhythm of your breath, that it's not becoming really, well, what am I trying to say, disharmonized. You lose the harmony in your own body. That can sometimes just mean sort of ebbing in and then drawing out. You might be doing that on your breath, easing in and easing out, especially if it is quite tight. A little bit of movement is really nice. We'll take 5 full breaths here. And then lifting up. Okay, so now we're going to take hold of the blade edge of the foot and the knee. Lift, just see if you give it a little bit of movement. So you might hold it low, just notice how this feels in your body. You don't force it. If there's more space, the foot comes into the elbow crease, maybe the knee comes into the other elbow crease, and a little rock from here. Just modify for what works for you. You want to find a little bit of movement if it's there. Beautiful, slowing that down. And then let's take the foot to the inside line of the thigh. Okay, making sure that left leg's out in front, fingertips beside you, lift and lengthen, make sure the crown of the head. Make sure you've got that length out of the back, and then it's moment to shift forward. And maybe it's up here. Explore, that's spicy, might feel tighter today. Either way, try not to have too much expectation on where it should be, or where you have been in the past, and just noticing what's here right now in your body. Taking 3 more breaths here. And as you're ready, coming up, bring the legs out, and little shake. Feet come down, and gentle rock side to side. Okay, it's coming off of the blanket, and we will finish with a supported bridge today. So if you've got your blanket or whatever you use as a supported bridge, you might want to have that close by. I just fold the blanket over once and use that. Otherwise, you can always come over to the wall, bring your legs up the wall. It's quite a nice variation as well. Otherwise, come on down to the back, roll the shoulders into the floor, ground down through your feet, palms down beside you. And we'll just take a few rounds of undulating bridge. It's a nice way of working forward folding to really lengthen out the front end of the body as well. So you can start to find that tilting forward and back with the pelvis, and you might stay with that. Or as you're ready, start to press down through the hands and the feet, squeezing of the inner thighs and lifting up. And really enjoy the sort of pace that feels right. So it might just be moving up and down the breath, or you might like to hold it at the top for a few rounds of breath between each cycle. If you prefer just to come into static bridge and hold there, or take it towards full wheel in Vinyasa, of course, feel free as well, adding your back extension or spinal extension variations. Beautiful. Just kind of finishing off, maybe another 5 full breaths, finishing off where you are. Once you're done, you can kind of pause and let the knees drop side to side for a moment. And before we come into supported bridge, just going to take a spinal twist and then we'll come up. So right knee towards the chest and left leg extends long. Taking that right knee across the body as you're ready. Into a place that feels right for you. It doesn't have to be all the way over, just opening and feeling or rinsing out the practice. And then coming back, your center, let's draw that left knee in towards the chest, right leg long. And again, taking it over the body. And as you're ready, coming back, you may like a moment of knees to chest or anything else before coming into our supported variation. If you prefer not to take supported, you can just take a moment. You might bring the legs out, give them a little shake out. You might come to the wall, or really anything else you'd like to finish your practice off today. Otherwise, sliding in the knee kind of prop just to give your hips a little lift here. Option to keep the feet down, or we'll take it to our waterfall. Legs up, arms up, shoulders back and down. And it feels like a lot of your legs and your belly is working quite hard. Just keep a nice bend in your legs. I quite like that option. Otherwise, allow everything to drain back down the center of the body. Keep your arms up or down, assessing what feels right for you. And just as and when you're ready, you might want to stay here a little longer and feel free. Just when you're ready, you can make your way down. I'm just taking the next few little moments to find the other movements, which maybe needs to chest or a happy baby. It might just be staying in your supported bridge or your waterfall. Yes, and when you're ready, and again, you might be continuing to move or making your way into your Shavasana. Your Shavasana today might be lying out on your back, the feet apart, the arms away, the shoulders rolling down. But if that doesn't feel right for you today, then maybe you lie on your side or on your belly. You might like to just sit up to finish like we started. Or it can be nice to have a blanket or something kind of heavy on the body. It can feel really grounding and comforting as well. And it's nice to take the time to sit up for you and get yourself these last few minutes of assimilation. And so as you do find the shape that feels right for you, letting go of any conscious control of the breath and become aware of which parts of your body are in contact with the floor. Just imagine that they're becoming heavier. It's a sense of weight. And in that there is this kind of sense or balance of just contentment, of ease and comfort within yourself, within your life, in this moment. Can you find that through the stillness and the quiet, Shavasana? And if you have a little more time, you'd like to stay as you are, of course. Otherwise, if you're at the hour with me, starting to bring awareness back to your breath and into your body. You might like to wriggle into the fingers, the hands, just taking any movement that feels right. And maybe you stay as you are or stretch out. And you might like to bring your hands just gently over the heart center or into prayer. Acknowledging yourself for tuning out and practicing, carving out this time of body breath practice. And we'll close together with a round of breath. So you're already inhaling together. And exhale out now. Thank you for joining me, sharing this practice here today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And namaste.